There's a weapon in that locker. Probably
What's up,
appropriate.
YouTube? This is Ultimate
Grab it
Shield
and head to my
340
location.
back at it again with another video. So, as you'll notice here, I actually have changed to the Destiny 2, and the reason why I've done so is I was requested by a fellow YouTuber who I follow by the name of Ronan Kazi. He had made a video talking about him being able to play with friends that online that he speaks to and things. And so I was actually invited by him to come over to Destiny 2. And with the Division 2 content sort of being as it is at the moment, I decided I wanted to sort of extend my time with Destiny 2 and sort of fill in the gaps to sort of entertain you all and make some videos. I plan on continuing to also then make Division 2 content as well, but from time to time I'm just gonna, mix in some Destiny 2 footage whenever the time is available. So, as you see here, I am playing Destiny 2. I have just started. Now, just as a FYI, I do not know anything about this game. I just loaded it up and started, playing the game, and this is sort of the opening scene. So, I am
I'll scan
kind
those
of
signals
going
from the
through
jump ship.
the mission, trying to figure out
Keeping
what's
my eyes on
going
the ground.
on, and trying to get my bearings. And so here is the sort of let's play version of the Destiny 2. So as you see, I'm sort of walking around trying to figure out where to go. One thing that I am trying to figure out is like how to work the controls and how to get around and figure out what the mini map is for, what's pointing to,
It's the old-fashioned way.
and I'm sort of, kind of being awkward and trying to find my way around and do some of these things. So that's what I'm kind of doing here. So I see this waypoint out in the distance, and I
Oh,
am
nothing.
seeing that there are some enemies that are kind of in the way. So go ahead and take these guys out. I did find this pistol. I have, I just picked up this weapon. This is like the upgrade to this. And I'm starting to try and use this wall, try and use some of the abilities. And I'm doing it behind this barrier. Now, I actually had no idea that the barrier was going to also block my attacks on the other side. It's a true barrier for both sides. And I actually did not realize that. But, you know, you have to live and you learn. So we get to this next objective, and I have, I guess, put my ghost into this,
Fall
and
back to your
I'm
position.
looking out into the
Hold your
distance,
ground.
sort of testing out the weapons. Does this game have bullet drop off? How accurate am I, from a distance? And I'm still sort of trying to get my bearings both in the game and as well as my accuracy with the pistol. I think I'm a bit out of my element. I don't really play a whole lot of shooters, like third person shooters. The third person shooter I play recently is Overwatch 2, but I've gotten out of practice because, my teammates, or at least the people that I usually play with, life is quite busy for a new father. I'm actually on paternity leave as we speak, so that's the reason why you can kind of see me kind of putting out videos like every day, when baby girl is asleep or I have a little bit of free time and everybody's cool and everything's taken care of at home. I can go ahead and kind of make these videos and this content. So I'm out here trying to attack these enemies. I am, again, still trying to figure out how to sort of work this pistol. I mean, granted, when I say work it, I know it's just point and shoot, but it's a different game altogether than Division 2, and you got to get your
Signal
bearings. And
chains.
so
Last known locations were
I'm able
connected to each
to
other. They wouldn't split up
kill
unless
those
the tower
enemies, and
imploded.
I'm testing out new guns and kind of seeing what I like.
Sending coordinates
I
now.
typically don't use a lot of shotguns in most games unless they're really good for whatever reason. And so as you can see here, I'm starting to sort of get my bearings with the pistol and starting to get it a little bit. So yeah, so I'm going to the next objective. Found out I could sort of do this thing where I float. And for those of you who don't know, I actually chose the Guardian class. I'm still trying to learn how to use the abilities. All three of those in the bottom left hand corner, as you see there, I can use them whenever they're highlighted, and I'm just getting used to the cooldown for that. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to the next waypoint.
Myths say the Fallen once lived in the Traveler's Grace, but something happened. The Traveler left them, and that brought ruin to their civilization. They've come all this way chasing what they lost, hoping to get it back, or take it from us.
I am being attacked by all sides. I see enemies kind of off in the distance, and I'm using the barrier to block the attacks from behind and see if I can sort of, kind of duck behind cover and get this guy out. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use this wall barrier type thing to see what can it do, what can I use it for. The jury's still out on that skill. So far, it's my least favorite skill out of all of the abilities so far that I've used. I'm still trying to figure out, what can I do with this skill? How can I use it? What's going to adapt to my playstyle? The problem with that barrier is that you can't shoot from it. If you're behind the barrier, you can't shoot from behind it. So that kind of causes an issue where, I mean, it's a great tool. Say, for instance, if I'm getting rushed by a lot of enemies and things, it's nice to have that there. But I mean, I can't shoot from behind it, so it's a double-edged sword, and I'm not a big fan of that. But I guess it would be, kind of cheating where you could shoot from behind the barrier. From what I understand, this game does have PvP, so it makes sense why you wouldn't be able to just do that. So, makes sense. So as you can see here, I am just testing out this vehicle. What can I do with it? How does it work? Can you do this? Can you do that? And that's what you kind of see me there. So right here, I am trying to figure out how to work this thing and sort of, lead my shots, see if I can hit some of these guys. And I'm starting to kind of get the hang of it and going ahead and lighten up the enemies. One thing that I can say from my first impression of playing this game is that this game is actually rather exciting. There have been times where I have been, rushed by, large groups of enemies. The abilities that the Guardian class has available to it really makes you feel very powerful. I think it's called Supercharge, where you can go ahead and I guess use this super move where you basically, electrify yourself and you're a rampaging whirlwind of like electricity and stuff. That's actually really, really cool. And I kind of like that so far. So I'm just going to keep going with it and, use it and see what's going on.
Looks like the Fallen want to keep us out.
Or keep something in. There's worse than dregs in old Russia.
Let's check out the control unit. This is locked down with adaptive encryption. We'll need access keys to bypass it. The Fallen salvagers might have some.
So I see the dropship come down with the enemies, so naturally I'm just trying to see what I can do, get those guys all down all at once. And now I'm kind of seeing this guy, taking him out, and then I'm going to go toward the waypoint out in the distance. In the meantime, I'm sort of looking around, kind of getting my bearings, and making sure nobody is surrounding me or anything like that. So as you can see here, I'm starting to kind of get better with the pistol. I'm starting to actually really like this pistol, personally. And I figure, hey, why not switch it up a little bit, use a shotgun, get rid of some of these up-close enemies. The thing about the shotgun I don't like is that when you shoot it, the recoil on this thing goes all the way to the moon. I shoot it and my gun points up to the sky, and I'm not a big fan of that, but
That's one key.
I'm not going to base my entire, thoughts on all shotguns based upon that. I mean, I plan on testing a lot of the weapons and seeing kind of what I like and what I don't like. So far, this pistol is where it's at for me. I really like it. I don't know if any of you have played the game. It's called Metal Gear Solid. There's a character there by the name of Revolver Ocelot, and I am getting those Revolver Ocelot vibes here, so that's fantastic. Right here, I have activated my supercharge, kind of doing my little Superman thing, and I'm just trying to see, how to use it, how to work it, and, use it to the best of my ability. So, gonna try and take down this enemy right here, and then pick up whatever else I need, and then figure out what should I do with this. Oh, there you go. Just put it in here. Got it. So for those of you who watch my YouTube videos on Division 2, I advocate a lot for try and use your abilities and use everything to your advantage. So I saw a great opening, thought I'd go ahead and throw out the grenade. And now I'm trying to, test some of these abilities and see, what's kind of going on with this. What can I use? I actually really like, I don't remember what the name of that ability is called. It's like the arc, something arc, where you shoot the lightning out of your hands like as a fist type thing. I'm really getting Thor vibes from that. I actually really like that. I would say so far that's been my favorite ability. So far, the supercharge is actually also very good as well, but to me I feel like at least right now it's a bit unwieldy, so I'm not quite as familiar with using it, but I'm sure in time I'm probably gonna be really liking the supercharge so far. So I pick up the next thing, and now I'm kind of really getting it with this pistol and cleaning up the enemies right here. So get to the next objective, hit it, and then we move on.
Shaw, you were right about this barrier. The Fallen were keeping the Hive at bay.
Name is in more trouble than I thought. You need to hurry.
So I come into this area and I'm kind of looking around. This area is actually really, really creepy. So I'm sort of checking the corners, looking around. Are there any loot boxes for me to pick up? And just kind of just be aware of my surroundings. And you can tell I'm like looking at these weird boxes and stuff and thinking, can I shoot those? Is that loot to open? They don't seem noteworthy, so I just kind of keep pushing past that. So I come up the steps, lights are on. I already know what's gonna happen. Means that probably some kind of jump scare or a bunch of enemies all at once. So here we go. Go into the room, check and see, and yep, I was right. So go ahead and try to take care of these guys here, and use this shotgun to knock down the enemies. And I'm keep killing all these guys or whatever, and so I'm able to sort of clear the room. One other thing I don't like about this shotgun, it takes a long time to sort of reload, and in the middle of battle that's not going to be my favorite. But I guess the same thing could be said about all the weapons so far. Even this pistol is takes a while to reload. So here's actually the boss's room. I actually did not know this at the time. I just thought that I was being restricted from being rezzed, and you know what that means. It means big battle, lots of things going on. Activate my, I guess, Thor mode here, and I'm going to town. I'm just being reckless, using all my abilities, and trying to clear out the room very quickly. So I notice ahead there's an enemy, kill him, and then I'm able to go on to the next objective. So I see here there's like Sith Lord things going on here. Force choke for all those of you Star Wars fans. I am a huge Star Wars fan, by the way. Darth Bane is my favorite Sith Lord of all time, but this is Destiny 2, so we'll get back to we'll get back on it instead of me going off on a tangent. So I pick
Sorry.
up this
We were too late.
thing, whatever this is, and I'm like, they're
It
ghosts,
was a
and
hive wizard. A
I
powerful one.
apparently I have now this lady's essence of Maeve, and I don't know what this is all about, but I'm just trying to, test what I can shoot, what I can get, and we apparently I cleared the mission, so had no idea. But this is my first not division. This is my first Destiny 2 video, a little bit of gameplay. So yeah, Ultimate Shield 340 signing out, and I'll see you out there. Peace.